When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. Then he began to speak and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you." The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So Jesus in his Beatitude says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for there's the kingdom of heaven." And in a sense, it's not in when he says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit," he doesn't mean those who are poor in some sort of ethereal way as opposed to material poverty. There's not a contrast between those two things. And if anything, it's an intensification of the idea of poverty. That is, blessed are the poor in their spirit, right? You have to understand that in the biblical anthropology, the spirit is the deepest place inside of you. In a sense, blessed are those who feel they have nothing to offer, they have nothing left in the deepest part of their being, that they've been emptied out. And it is in that self-emptying, that in this way that Jesus empties himself out on the cross. We have to, in a sense, we have to read all the Beatitudes in light of Jesus's death and resurrection, especially his crucifixion. And Jesus is pouring himself out in his spirit. And it says Jesus cried out in his spirit, right? "And Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit." He pours out everything. There is nothing left. And Jesus says, "Blessed are those who have nothing left to give, because they've left it all on the table for the sake of the kingdom of God." And that's precisely what they will receive. That if you pour yourself out for the kingdom, for Jesus's work of love in the world, that's precisely what you will receive many times fold. To be poor in spirit is to be in solidarity, to pour yourself out in solidarity with those who are deprived, with those who experience a profound lack of whatever it takes for them to flourish. It could even be whether it's material resources or company or attention. Blessed are those who pour themselves out to give those what they need to know God's love. This is the depth of the poverty of the spirit that Jesus is referring to here, and one in which we are called to embrace so that we might receive the kingdom in return.